Now the peace president's giving Democrats a path to a ceasefire. Liberals can follow Mondani's lead or let the TDS metastasize.
Hitler didn't start with camps. He started with Make Germany Great Again slogans, banning books, bullying the press, blaming immigrants. I want to say that the United States is not America. America includes Canada, Mexico, numerous other countries in Central America, the Caribbean, Costa Rica, Cuba, Haiti, and Jamaica. So these are American people.
Instead of calling her a lunatic, which we could, we're going to find the middle ground. Haiti, we don't want. Canada, we'll take. And if we need to take Canada by force, so be it. We'll never lose another Winter Olympics. But the Seditious Six told our troops to revolt against the president. There's just one problem. Everything they're fighting against is imaginary.
We wanted to start a conversation, and we did, about the dangerous rhetoric this president is using and the threats that he's made to use our military in an unlawful way.
Specifically what?
Well, send troops into Chicago, send troops into polling stations, kill terrorists' families, arrest and execute members of Congress.
We wanted to start a conversation, not a coup. They planted the seeds for a revolution, but these rebels don't have a cause.
Do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal.
If Trump has issued any illegal orders and they're telling the military to disobey, that sounds like treason. These spooks put out a propaganda video, but their handlers never briefed them on the details, so they're bombing the interviews. This is just another hoax straight out of the CIA playbook, designed to destabilize the administration and sow distrust within the military. And they couldn't even point out a single illegal order. They had to pluck it from Hollywood.
If you look at popular culture, there's you watch, A Few Good Men. We have plenty of examples since World War II in Vietnam where people were told to follow illegal orders, and they did it, and they were prosecuted for it.
So a former CIA analyst cobbled together a congressional crew of ex-military and told guys with guns to resist because she watched a Tom Cruise movie? Come on.
It's not a coincidence that all of them have military or national security experience in their background. They were leaning into that experience to try and give a wink and a nod to the 1.3 million active duty service members who serve in our United States Armed Forces.
The Seditious Six are conditioning the country to think something's bad going to happen at the hand of Trump and telling the military they have an obligation to resist him. And they thought they'd get away with it. Hegseth is launching an investigation into Senator Mark Kelly, who's a retired Navy captain. The Secretary of War could court-martial him. U.S. Code Title 18, Section 2387, and parts of the Uniform Code of Military Justice prohibit civilian or military acts that encourage troops to disobey or lose loyalty. Pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. Democrats think former CIA agents should be able to subvert the chain of command and get away with it.
This is insane. We should all point out how insane this is. And, these guys are trying to say that they're not acting like fascists. Secretary Hegseth, all these guys, you guys, you're not going to be able to scare us.
Trump stopped 8 wars. Why would he start one in America? These people have gone mad. He just sat down and had a great meeting with the communist Muslim immigrant mayor of New York about how they could make New Yorkers happier, healthier, and wealthier. Isn't that what Democrats want? Apparently not. They think Trump's going to order B-2s to nuke Chicago. So the way to deal with Democrats at the Thanksgiving dinner table is don't act like one. Reach across the table and say, hey, we don't agree on everything, but let's agree these mashed potatoes are delicious. And let's do the dishes together. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.